And I see you again. Where we begin. And I see you again. Check it. It's the phone call I wish I never had. Your baby brother Ants committed suicide and now he's dead. Was stuck inside of a cell of hell. It never been so well defined. I find myself in tears was years ago, but it still pops inside of my mind at a time when I'm dealing with stress. And it's hard to believe that he resting in peace and the pain I contain is the misery killing me. It's filling my soul. Stop. Okay. What's good, y'all? It's Versatyle, Wildchyld. This is episode 21 of Ranting and Raving. Get ready. So, once again, y'all know who it is. Tonight's episode of Ranting and Raving, man, there's a topic that I really want to speak on that I think would really benefit and definitely edify a lot of women out there. And this topic is toxic love. One thing that I've started seeing more and more of, especially in my community, are women who are involved in relationships with men who are doing them no good. And it's vice versa. I see men who are symbiotically attached to females who don't do them any good. And I myself included, I just got out of a very toxic, very bad relationship with a woman who, in no uncertain terms, tried to destroy and kill me. Which brings me to tonight's topic. I want to say this to all you ladies out there. Ladies, especially you guys who have children, okay? I've encountered a lady here recently who I wanted to speak on. I have the utmost respect for this woman. And in a very short amount of time, I've already established a rapport with her. And I feel like she's probably one of the most beautiful women I've ever met. She abandoned a relationship with an abusive man who was beating her. And she has kids. And she had to start from scratch. And tonight, it brought me to the conclusion I wanted to speak on this topic. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you can't be yourself, you don't need to be with that person. If you're not happy, if you're not content, if you're not accepted, move on. So many people get in relationships with people because they're afraid of being lonely. They're afraid of what would happen if they were to make it on their own. And I see so many women who take these kids into these relationships. And these kids suffer because the woman, for whatever her purpose and reason is, won't let go of the man. Retrospectively, I see men who get involved in relationships with women who are demons, in no uncertain terms, are demons, and are sucking the life out of these men. But they won't let her go because she got a big ass and some titties. Or her sex game, A1, you know? And I just want to say this. And I say this coming from a man that is far from perfect, but I do my best on a daily basis to obtain it, to be it, to exude it, and to represent what love is. Love is truth. So I'm going to tell you from a very truthful perspective that the relationship that I just exited from, and everybody who is within the circle of people who are fans of mine or listen to my music or follow the Ranting and Raving episodes, you know who I'm talking about. I don't necessarily have to say her name. But she was a very demonic woman. She wanted nothing but to destroy me. Here's something that I think would really help a lot of people. If somebody shows you who they are, believe them. So many times I have people that will tell me stuff, but they ain't showing me nothing. If somebody tells you they love you, there ought to be something to substantiate that claim. My relationship with Physique is the most amazing relationship I've ever had in my life. This woman appreciates me. She accepts me for the weirdo that I am. She nurtures me. She takes care of me. She heals me when I'm sick. When I'm being retarded, she tells me. When I'm making mistakes, she corrects me. And vice versa. We communicate. We're very honest. People always ask me, how does your woman let you have other women? She don't let me do nothing. I'm my own man. And the same goes for her. She can do what she wants. Granted, she don't want that. She wants to be with me. Getting back to the topic though. I was in this relationship with this woman who everything was about her. Everything we did was about her. And she would even manipulate it so well that she would make it seem like I was being selfish. Like I was, you're Versatyle, Wildchyld. We do what you want to do. But that wasn't the case. And I allowed myself to continue the symbiotic relationship with her because I believed in my soul that if I was completely honest with her and if I loved her in truth, that she would catch on. Saying that, I'm saying this. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you're not okay with you, you can't speak to this person in fear of them snapping on you or nutting up. Move on. If you're in a relationship with somebody that they make you so angry you got to put your hands on them, leave. F all that. It ain't worth it. If I'm in a relationship with a female and she has angered me to the point that I want to physically harm her, I gotta go. And I mean, I've been in that relationship, and I'm not going to say whether I was always, able to control myself. I'm far from perfect. Again, people create this image of me like I'm just this perfect person. No, I'm human. I've made many mistakes in the past. But I do the best that I can to not repeat them, guys. My baby mama, she was that female. She didn't know how to react to a positive energy. She had to make it into something negative every time. To the fact where I would get violently angry. She's gone now because I can't deal with that. I can't afford going in and out of jail because you got emotional issues and you won't do what you can to change yourself. What I'm trying to get to is, in a relationship, it's got to be a two-way street. It's got to be equal, 50-50. Not 99-1, not 80-20. It's got to be mutual. You got to do everything you can to accept that person for who they are at their worst and their best. And they got to be able to do the same thing for you. Now, here's where that line has to be drawn. There comes a point where you got to be able to admit to yourself, we're not working. If the bad side of this person is too much for you to handle, bam, you're not wrong for that. That doesn't make you a bad person. What's messed up in society is people get in these relationships, they build these bonds, and most of them are established out of sex, which is not necessarily bad because we like to have sex. And our society today is all about sex. That's all you see everywhere. And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to build a relationship off of sex, as long as you got some other things involved in that to go along with it. But if you got a relationship with a person and the only good positive thing you get out of it is sex, something ain't right. If you're in a relationship with a woman, she feel like the only way she can have sex with you is if you are aggressive and she don't understand love making, something ain't right. Hint, hint. And I've met a number of women who they don't even know how to make love. It's weird to them. We got a song coming out soon called Pain is All That She Knows. And I promise you guys, it's going to blow your mind. And the purpose of this song is about how there are so many women out there today they're jaded. And jaded means they've been effed over so many times that good stuff don't affect them. That's the layman term for jaded, I guess. But Pain is All That She Knows is about a woman that has been screwed over so much. And here I am trying to love her in truth and do good and be good to her. And she can't even understand it because she's been effed over so much. Going back to, the topic. When you love someone, you accept them for who they are. The good and the bad. Shane, She knows that I have interactions with multiple women. Now, a lot of people think that make me a hoe. But let me tell you this. If I don't have a connection with you, if I don't see inherent good in you, if I can look into your eyes and I don't find anything to relate to, ain't nothing. We ain't having nothing. Not no sex, not nothing. And I have had to learn over the last 2 years to cut myself off from people who mean me no good. But they telling me they do. You have to understand that what a person says don't mean jack. It's what they do. Me, I can tell you anything in the world. But it's what I do that's going to prove to you that Versatyle is genuinely a decent individual. My purpose and point behind all that is, I believe firmly that if I'm going to tell you something, I got to do it. That's why I don't tell people just anything. If you follow my career and you follow everything that I've done from the very day that me and Matt McClure began making this progress towards success, every single thing I have told you, the fan, you, the listener, you, the audience, everything I've told you, I've done it. Not only to the best of my ability, but I have superseded that. That's what I believe a man does. I believe if a man tells you something, he got to do it. Retrospectively, in a relationship, you got to be able to look at that person that you're with and ask yourself, am I going to be able to accept the worst of them and the best? Then you got to be honest enough that when the time comes and you have that answer, can you follow through with it? You know, with this toxic relationship that I was in, I tried to break it off numerous times. But I kept letting myself believe that I was going to see something that I wasn't seeing. The person was showing me who they was, and I kept telling myself, that's not them. When you're in a car with a person and they're arguing with you about something that makes no sense, and you're not an argumentative person, I'm not. I don't like to argue. I don't like to fuss at all. I argued and fussed with this person every day. She was showing me who she was. I was lying to myself. Ladies, if a man is showing you who he is, don't listen to his words. Watch what he does. Because half of y'all in a relationship with cats that you know ain't no good, but you letting him tell you what you want to hear. And you can do bad all by yourself. You don't need nobody to help you do bad. You can do bad by yourself. I encourage you all to do good alone. My baby mama right now, she totally destroyed our relationship. And she just told me she in a relationship with another person. And it don't hurt me. I'm not jealous by any means. Don't get me messed up. I want to see her happy. If another guy can come in and make her happy where I failed, by all means, brother, I wish you the best. Please do that. But there comes a time when you got to step outside of any relationship and work on you. So many of y'all women out there so afraid of being alone that you'll settle for a bum. Screw that. If he ain't got no job, he ain't got no car, and he ain't doing something with his life, what good can he do you? A man is supposed to be a provider. Period. You go back to the cavemen. What did the cavemen do? The lady stayed in the cave and took care of the baby cub. The man went out there and killed the saber-toothed tigers. That's what I do. It's my job to go out here and conquer this rap game and take over these streets and make the world a better place for my seeds to have better. I don't expect my women to do none of that, and they don't have to. If they want to, they can. But that's my job as a man. A man is supposed to provide for his queen. A king takes care of his queen. If you are a queen, and here's another thing, half y'all lying to yourselves. You don't act like queens. You don't behave like queens. You act like dots. And you expect the king to step in and fix that up. Excuse me, honey, but I can't do that. Especially if you ain't trying to make no effort to do it for yourself. If you're trying to better yourself, then somebody can come in and help you better yourself. But if you expect somebody to come in and clean up a mess that they ain't made, that ain't happening. So many women of y'all got all these skeletons in your closet. All these messed up relationships that you put yourself through. Then you expect Superman to come in there and fix that. Stop living in La La Land. This ain't Twilight. My name ain't Jacob. Get your head together. Think about it like this. If you want better, you got to do better. You have to be the change that you want to see. If you think a man gonna come in and clean up a bunch of mess that he ain't made, you retarded. And men's, if y'all in here trying to save a hoe, forgive me, you retarded too. Because some of these females don't want to be saved. They don't want better. They want to keep going through the same circle they've been going through. And you a fool if you keep letting yourself go through it. I was a fool. I knew the woman I was dealing with was out there in them streets like that. I knew she was hoish. And I don't mean hoish as in sleeping with a bunch of men, but I mean she was an attention hoe. She would do anything for attention. Anything. And if it wasn't about her, she didn't want nothing to do with it. I knew that. But I kept lying to myself, believing I was going to do some good. So now that I have grown up a little bit in that aspect, man, I'm encouraging you. Don't try to save them hoes. If they ain't try to better themselves and conduct themselves like queens, you ain't going to be able to make them do it. You got to love you first. But anyways, I hope that this definitely benefited somebody tonight. I'm going to finish this off with this. You got to love yourself so much that you won't settle for bullcrap. You got to love yourself so much that every day being the best you ain't enough. You got to do better. You got to love yourself so much that the person standing beside you has to be the right person. And you won't settle for nothing else. That's not being stuck up. That's being smart. And on that note, you know who it is. It's your boy Versatyle, Wildchyld. Ain't nothing but love from here. Whether you like it or not, it's all love. That's what that means. All love. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on YouTube. Check me out on Dat Piff. Check me out on Reverb Nation. I think I'm still holding down the #1 spot. Check me out anywhere you go. Google the name. Look me up. And by all means, support the movement. Go copy one and rock it. Hey. All love.